pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. There was a point in time I used to be able to say that with a straight face because I didn't know any better. I was like in the fifth grade. I can remember from kindergarten all the way up to the fifth grade. Y'all have to excuse me, my little boy is playing with his toy. I remember having to recite that. I think after I got in sixth grade, we didn't have to stand up and recite that anymore. But as I gotten older, and even in the fifth grade, I kind of noticed a difference in how black people were treated versus others. I'll say it like that. You know what? Screw that. It's 2021. I'm just going to really start saying what's on my mind. How black people were treated versus white people. Growing up in Texas, I did notice a difference. And especially when I got to fifth grade, I was about 10 years old. It used to really bother me that we had to say that, especially that last part with liberty and justice for all. Because I knew even at a young age that the police weren't there to serve and protect me. Just being a kid in the neighborhood and seeing what was going on the news every night. I grew up, I lived with my grandparents for a year, my fifth grade year. And so my granddaddy would watch the news constantly watching the news. And I would see the injustices of how black people were treated even way back then. And then you read your history books and you listen to the stories of the old people talking about how they had to sit in the colored section of a movie theater or drink from a certain water fountain because they were colored. Jim Crow was a big thing. You know, you had the civil rights movement of the 60s and all that separate but equal and all that jazz, all that foolishness, all that bull crap, even down to black Americans being considered only 3/5 of a person. So I knew with liberty and justice for all was a crock of malarkey. I don't want to curse. I really don't want to curse. I'm trying not to curse, and it's killing me because my puppy is really making his duck squeak. But no, you almost have to laugh. And now I can't even say that with a straight face anymore. And the craziest part about it is I'm a Marine Corps veteran. And I am really divided within myself. I'm conflicted within myself because you have what's going on right now in America at the Capitol building. You have that going on. And I've watched the videos and I've read the comments, and some of the videos show the police opening the barricades, and some people try to justify that. Oh, they're just shepherding the protesters. They won't call them rioters. They're shepherding the protesters into a different area, yada skippy. And to me, it sounds like a load of bull crap. You know, how come there's always a freaking excuse for when people that aren't of color do something versus when there's people of color doing something? You know, I don't get it. There's a lot of speculation going on. Had that been the Black Lives Matter movement, what would have happened? Well, we know what would happen. There'd have been tear gas, there'd have been rubber bullets. You know what? Screw that. There wouldn't have been rubber bullets. There would have been 1 million militarized police officers, trigger-happy, gung-ho cowboys out there ready to shoot and kill a bunch of niggas. And if I lose friends because of this, I don't care. I don't care. If I lose you because I use certain words or I say something that get next to you or makes you feel uncomfortable, we were never that cool to begin with. And I don't need you in my life. You know, time out for BS. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I've said it time and time again. There comes a point in time where you're going to have to draw a line in the sand and you're going to have to decide, I'm either going to be on this side or on this side. And it's not about black or white. We're past the black and white thing for right now. It's about what's wrong and what's right. What's hypocritical and what's not. And right now we're living in some of the biggest hypocrisy that I can even remember. Now, granted, I'm only 44 years old, but this is the most, probably the most racist times I've seen. And this is coming from a kid that came up in Texas and then moved to the Midwest. And I'm not going to cut no corners. West Central Illinois isn't too much different from being in the South. You know, only thing I can say about West Central Illinois is they try to hide their racism. Down here, they don't care. They call you nigga to your face and keep on walking. Hey, get out of the way, nigga. You know, that whole thing. You know, or they don't want you know, in their home doing work, doing a service for them. Because it happens. Because of what I look like. You know, kind of got off track. So let's get back to what the issue at hand today. The issue at hand today, you have protesters storming a federal building. Pretty much been invited to go overrun that federal building, which is a crime. And I'm not sure if any arrests have been made. You know, now. From the images that I've seen, and I can only go off what I see, I'm not a credible news source. So don't be like, oh, well, Holmes said, no, I'm not a credible news source. I can only go back off of what I've seen thus far and the information I have thus far. And for what I've seen, you got guys in there going through government officials' desks and putting their feet up on the desk and writing notes. And one guy's walking off with a lectern or a podium. You got one guy standing in the I forget what the room is called, but he's standing behind the podium taking pictures, and you got cops taking selfies with these so-called protesters. You got protesters overrunning the police. And not to wish harm on anybody, but where was the tear gas? Where was the rubber bullets? You know, had this been 1,000 Negroes, there'd be 1,000 body bags. You know, I'm confident that the police are able to show restraint, but it just depends on who they have to show restraint to. You fear for your life when you see, for lack of a better term, a nigga with his hands up, protesting peacefully, or showing the black power fist on his knees or whatever, taking a knee. Oh, I feared for my life. I know, I'm mad too, buddy. I feared for my life, so bang, bang, bang. Oh, let me shoot him 8 times in the back. I know I'm not going to get prosecuted. I know I'm not going to get arrested. I'm going to get off. I can get out here and kill Negroes and get off. That's what you've shown black people, brown people, whoever. You know what? I'm not to discredit my brown people. I love my Latin brothers and sisters, but I'm not worried about y'all right now. I'm talking about people that look like me. You've made it okay. You've justified every single murder of a black person. But getting mad when we protest and say, enough is enough. Please stop killing us. Please. Please treat us like human beings instead of second-class citizens. And the same people that got mad because some idiots were robbing a Target, busting out windows of businesses, local businesses, it's the same idiot that's overrunning the freaking Capitol building. I'm trying not to cuss, y'all. And so help me understand. Where's the justification in that? Where is the justification in the hypocrisy? And then let's not go here, because I'm pretty sure some of those guys that have overrun that building identify as Christians. Would Jesus be happy with what you're doing? I know he wouldn't be happy. I know, buddy. Jesus would not be happy with what you're doing. Stop. It breaks my heart that this is a country that I gave my life for, that I signed my life over for. And to get smacked in the face time and time and time and time and time again is disheartening. It's heartbreaking to be shown that we really don't give a F about you or your feelings. That certain groups of people are allowed to do things while other groups of people can't. And quite frankly, it pisses me off. It really does. It pisses me all the way off. And I'm at a point now, I don't know whether to laugh or to cry, because this is some sad stuff, but at the same time, it's hilarious. It's hilarious that people will still justify, oh, well, they did this and they did that, but you can't do this and you can't do that because of... And here's the part that gets me. If you don't like it here, why don't you leave? First of all, I was born here. So no, I'm not going to leave. I have every right to be here as you do. But you have a problem with that. Why? Simply because I'm dark. I'm black. And to me, that does not make sense. If you can tell me what sense that makes to hate somebody purely because of the color of their skin, I'll give you my next 5 paychecks. If you can really justify hating somebody simply because of skin color, I'll give you my next 5 paychecks. I bet anybody $1,000 that you cannot justify hating someone simply because the color of their skin. Let's go back to the Capitol building. So we have these protesters, these patriots, these fine Americans storming the Capitol building, causing havoc, acts of domestic terrorism. Now, any veteran and any military man, woman, took an oath. I, so-and-so, do solemnly swear to defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, both foreign and domestic. So, military, you have these domestic terrorists. Are we defending the Constitution? Doesn't look like it to me. I'm not calling for violence. I'm not saying, oh man, they should be shot. No, I'm not saying all that, but damn. If a man selling loose cigarettes out front of a convenience store can get put in a chokehold, can't you at least push a mug back? Push a protester back? Hey, no, stop. Instead of, hey, come on in. And that begs other questions like, was this an inside job? What was the plan all along? No march down Pennsylvania, yada, yada, yada. Let me and 999 other Negroes march down Pennsylvania. I don't know. I don't get it. And I'm to the point where I'm ready to give up on trying to get it. I'm so sick and tired of seeing bullcrap on a daily basis. And I'm even more frustrated with those that justify the bullcrap. I saw a video where a lady said, I stepped foot in the Capitol building and They sprayed me with mace. If mace is the is the most mace, you got sprayed with mace because you committed an act of terrorism. I'd be lucky to get sprayed with mace. I get sprayed with AK, get sprayed with mace, and she was really mad that they sprayed her with mace for breaking the law. You broke the law, lady, and you're mad because you know what? I need some of my white friends to help me understand. And I hate to use white privilege, I really do. Help me understand that mindset that you commit a crime, you get punished for your crime, but somehow you're the victim. But then I'm just an innocent person on my daily grind, doing whatever I do, and I get harassed. And because I'm a little upset and say, hey, wait a minute, why are you harassing me? I get beat down and detained. And you tell me, oh, well, if only you had followed instructions, or if only you had just listened to what the police said, this wouldn't have happened to you. Explain that to me. Help me understand that. Stop. Help me understand that. Help me understand how you can be the victim when you do something wrong. Help me understand that. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And then you have pictures of guys just you got one guy just waving, walking away with a podium. How has he not been detained? Now, maybe he did get detained later on. I don't know. Stop. How is he not face down with a knee on his neck? You know, I just don't get it. I guess it's different strokes for different folks. How are the police not fearing for their lives and showing great restraint and not blasting this crowd of protesters? But if a group of people get together peacefully, that have a little more melanin in their skin, you get labeled a rioter, a thug. And then too, here's what gets me. So you have these protests, these riots going on after the George Floyd incident. Murder. I will not ever minimize that. Those guys murdered George Floyd. How do people have time to riot? How all these niggers got time to riot? And don't they have jobs to go to? I'm out here with my work boots on, grinding every day, going to work every day. I don't have time to go riot. I don't have time to protest. Probably the same ones on a Wednesday, 3:30 on a Wednesday, storming the Capitol building. Don't you have a job to go to, mofo? Can't be the pot, call the kettle black. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. All those cliches. You know what I'm saying? That part of it bothers me. When you get mad at people for doing exercising their rights, their constitutional rights, and being peaceful about it. Get mad at them for doing that. But then you up the ante and go do the same thing in a worse way. Now, I'm not condoning rioting, looting, none of that. I don't condone rioting or looting. I really don't. I don't. I'm all the way for peaceful protest. But when you down talk or criticize, you crucified Colin Kaepernick for taking a knee, being as peaceful as all get out. Crucified him. Blackballed him from the NFL. Guarantee the same people that had something to say about Colin Kaepernick, I guarantee 50% of those guys are storming the Capitol building right now. It's just part one of my rant. I don't know how many parts this is gonna be. Uh, like, share, subscribe. I don't care. I had to get it out of my system. It's just it's mind boggling and it's mind blowing. And the crazy part is, I have white family members whom I love dearly, and a few have reached out to me, you know, and and they're getting. I saw a meme. I saw a meme a while ago that even white people are getting tired of white people's BS, and they're quite frankly pissed as well. And we share the same thought processes. And there comes a time, and it's not about black or white. We can get past black and white. It's a matter of wanting to get past black or white, and that's on both sides, because black people will hold on to a grudge too. You know, white people will teach their kids not to play with black kids. Black kids will teach black parents will teach their kids, hey, watch out for the white kids. It's just a fact of life, and until we get out of that mindset, race relations will be always what they are. You know, my encouragement to you is, don't tell me you don't see color. You see color. You see color. You may not acknowledge the fact that, okay, yeah, you're black, but whatever, who cares? But you see that I'm black. You can't miss I'm dark as an ace of spades. You can't miss the fact that I'm black. But what you can do is look past my skin color. What I can do is look past your skin color. And that's what I've done with my white family members. I don't say, oh, that's I don't label them as my family members. I did that just to prove a point just now. But I don't label them. When I see the tall redhead basketball playing kid, that's just my nephew. Bottom line. Or when I see his brothers and sister, that's my niece, that's my nephews. Bottom line. His father and mother, my brother and sister. Bottom line. I'm not going to sit here and deny the fact, oh, I don't see, oh, yes, I know they're white. But it doesn't matter to me. Because I'm able to love you because of who you are. Now, if you're an idiot, you're just an idiot. Black, white, yellow, green, red, purple, whatever. If you're an idiot, you're just an idiot. And if you're a decent human being, black, white, purple, green, red, yellow, whatever, then you're just a decent human being. I say it all the time, it takes zero talent to be a decent human being. And that's what America needs. We need a bunch of decent human beings from the top to the bottom. We need a bunch of decent human beings to step up and call wrong, wrong, and deal with it accordingly. It pained me to get a text message from my mother saying, be careful. It pains me that my mother, who went through segregation and saw the end of segregation, to have to worry about her son going through this mess now. If police officers can get the wrong address and accidentally kill the resident, then there's justification for killing me. Because y'all know me, I'm outspoken. I speak what's on my mind. Not only that, I'm somewhat intelligent and articulate. I'm tall and I'm black. That scares white people. If we're going to be honest, 2021, let's just be all the way honest. That intimidates white people. For what reason? I don't know. And there are some that, oh, well, you don't intimidate me. And good, I'm glad. I shouldn't. I don't want to. It hurts me that some people think like that. Oh my God, he's a black guy. He's tall. He's I didn't know you speak so well. Can you imagine what that does to a kid? Man, I'm really going off the rails now. And can you imagine what that does to a kid? You speak so eloquently. Am I not supposed to? Oh no, you want me to be the hood nigga. But that's not who I am. Yeah, I lived in Southeast Houston for a long time, but well, if you take me there, then yeah, but that's not who I am. And this is coming from a person I'm not gonna lie to you. I love confrontation. I love confrontation. And if there ever comes a time where I have to engage, best believe I'll engage, but I don't want to. I shouldn't have to. I'll never live in fear. Bottom line, I'll never live in fear. But it hurts me to know that my mother's in fear for my life. And in turn, I'm in fear for my son's and my daughter's life. If we could put aside racial difference for one moment and start seeing one another for who we are, I guarantee America will become a stronger, better country. But this left and this right bullcrap, it has to end. It has to. I understand you don't want Democrats in office. I understand you want to believe in your leader, and you want to, in a sense, have things your way. We want to make America great again. For who? For the white Anglo-Saxon Protestant male? Back in the 50s when he was allowed to beat on his wife, or when women didn't have any rights and black people were second-class citizens? Is that when America was great? Where you could lynch black people for whistling at a white woman, or beat them to death for whistling at a white woman? Is that when America was great? Is that what you want to get back to? Make America great again would imply at one point America was great, fell off, now we have to make it great again. So when was the fall off? When was America great for every American? Let's answer that question. When was America great for every American? Was it great when you came over on the ships and drove the indigenous people into reservations? Was it great then? Was it great when you enslaved a group of people and made them work from sunup to sundown? And you built your country on the backs of those people? Was it great then? Was it great when you sent kids off to a war that really wasn't our fight? Was it great when students would sit at these countertops in these diners to be mocked and ridiculed? Was it great when the fire hoses and the German shepherds? I'll never own a German shepherd, ever own a German shepherd. That's a little sidebar. But was it great when you sprayed fire hoses and put German shepherds on people just for marching, just for equal rights, just to have a life of civility? I just want to live my life just like you live your life. I want a nice house, car on a driveway, couple of kids, decent job, and not have to worry about anything else. I just want to live peacefully, just like you. But you won't let me. Why? Because I'm black. Because I'm black. Was America great when women didn't have the right to vote, when women were treated like second-class citizens? Or the Irish, or the Jewish, or the Italian, or the Asian were treated like, was America great then? So make America great for who? Again, for who? How about we just make America better than what it used to be? I can get behind that. Part one. I'll probably do another part two because I got to get into this whole Black Lives Matter. Because really, and I'm talking to black folks now. You know what? I'm going to let this video run. I don't care how long it is. Matter of fact, now, I'm going to get Black Lives Matter a little bit later.